Hello, and welcome to tonight's Livestream D&D session of Lockdown in Dunreen. I am your DM Hesper, and tonight we're joined by Cados,
Hello, I play Raine.
and Lani,
Hi, I play Roux.
and Feugy,
Is that me? I think it's me.
and Aster,
I'm a disaster.
and returning for mostly listening in, but he might or might not have some useful info for you guys. Is Bubba.
Hi, I played Dunsen with his trusty psychic Square Squeakers this evening.
And we also got Khaleesi listening in, but again, no mic or anything like that. All right, so last time you guys started out the session weeks and weeks ago. Dear God. Hopefully everybody had notes or whatever. Essentially, what you guys did is you eventually found yourselves in front of the keep. Escorted in, you were finally led into a chamber that had 13 chairs, only 8 of them filled. Eventually finding out that the 8 members were Archmage Grand Qua, Keeper of the Records, Garl Cadens, Master Builder Urum, Grand Judge Bonzek Ragni, Master of the Deep Balfmore, Watcher of the Woods Carlsey. Then there was also 2 other nobles present, Gunman Winterpelt and Nosha Peacewood. All these figures in this room. Eventually, you guys found yourselves essentially having a Zone of Truth spell cast and being asked questions by the Grand Judge. Um, eventually, essentially setting their minds at ease that you guys didn't have anything that they can put proof to about this demon summoning and you guys' involvements as Albert help Aster
Albrecht?
Albrecht Mutual and his you know trusty guards, Hans Strudelweiser, Sophia Young, and Emma Young. Um, Basically, after which you guys were uh essentially your escorts, uh Ryan's other siblings were essentially eventually dismissed to go to the barracks and have uh well guard food while Albrecht basically sat with the nobles and ate another meal. Ate a meal with them, and each discussing, and possibly finding tidbits of information. Unfortunately, I did not write any of that down, so I hope you guys wrote down that information that you guys learned.
I have no notes in front of me.
Okay, well, maybe somebody wrote down the notes. And eventually, you guys were set to go stay the night at the Frost Maiden Inn. Uh, Sent back to your carriage, you guys made your way and found yourselves in front of the Frost Maiden, which is where we'll pick up. I'll go ahead and bring up the map here. And yeah, so as the party now sits in front of the Frost Maiden, what would you guys like to do?
So I just wanted to say as kind of a as a streamer here, we have like 64% dropped frames. I no idea why, but the recording should be fine. It's just the stream is bad.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I might have some kind of problem with my internet. I'm not sure.
Oh, fun.
Or I don't know. Everything sounds fine. Could be a problem with Twitch's shit too, because it's a connection to Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just went to an inn, right? I did like kind of skip around to the last session.
Well, you guys are in front of the inn currently, the Frost
Okay.
Maiden.
Okay.
Carriage out front. I believe Hans and Sophia, which is Remy and
Yeah.
Raine, drove the carriage, and I believe Emma was inside with you.
Mhm.
Currently inside is a is a very bored uh why
Schnurby.
can I Scurvy, yes. I don't know why I couldn't remember her goddamn name. So, what would
Uh,
you guys like to do?
we enter the inn? Question mark.
Okay.
What
What
time
do
of
you
day was it? I'm sorry.
It's probably by this point like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
It was kind of a late dinner that you guys ended up having. Not to mention, the basically the idle chat and such of basically noble protocol and such. Seemed to have dragged it on for a while. Probably say it's about 9 o'clock when you guys left. Probably about 9:20 by the time that you guys got in front of the Frost Maiden.
All right. So I don't think we're gonna plan an outing or anything. So probably just go to bed.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, Hesper,
Mm-hmm.
how long would it take me to get to Rolda's place and back? If I decided I wanted to sneak teleport around.
Mm, probably. Oh God, I'm just trying to think here. Sneaking, you'd have to move at half movement speed. So probably like a couple hours to get there and a couple to get back.
Wow.
Well, you're trying to avoid
Yeah.
being caught and stuff, so you'll probably be taking things slower and making sure that everything goes in your favor. So
Yeah.
not to mention, you'll have to deal with the wall, which there's only one gate. So it's either you got to make sure that you can time the wall just right to where you can get up the wall without having guards seeing you and then get back down the wall, or have to worry about how to make your way through the gate without being noticed.
Do we know how tall the wall is?
The wall is probably, I would say, considering this part is a lot more. Let's see here. It's probably about a good 25 foot, 30 foot high wall, somewhere around in there.
Okay. So I could actually like easily get to the top of it, provided there's like a shadow somewhere.
Yeah, it's not the teleporting that's the issue. It's making sure that you aren't going to be spotted by guards and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, as you've noticed, things are, the little bit that you've ridden around and through and such, guard activity seems to be a lot more concentrated around in this area as opposed to the other areas that you guys have gone through.
Yeah, the plague hasn't killed enough people yet.
Tell me how you really feel, Aster.
Uh Okay, we go in the inn.
Going into the inn? Okay. What are you doing about your Schnurvy, by the way?
Still in my backpack, right?
Well, I think currently she's. Yeah, I don't think you took her into the tower. I think you left your backpack in there and told her to mess around stuff, and she didn't find anything in there worth of tinkering around with. So she's like very bored.
Okay. Well, I mean, if she's still in my backpack, I'm just gonna like give it a pat. Please stay in there just a little while longer.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so putting Snurfy back in the backpack, telling her to be quiet. Well, kind of disgruntled, kind of grumbly. Seems to, for now, a little begrudgingly listening. Um. All right. So as you guys make your way, into the Frost Maiden, I'll just use that picture again. Um. Go ahead and do that, so we kind of have an idea. As you guys walk into the Frost Maiden, this is looking at it. I mean, it looks really nice, but it looks like it's an older establishment as well. Like, um, basically, it seems like the more that you get from the keep and going out, the buildings seem to be, um, they're either, they're, some of them are newer, some of them are quite old. Just guessing and such, you can probably guess that maybe they might be, um, maybe some of the first buildings that were built when this became like a, came from more like a, hamlet to a village and stuff. It looks like this building has seen probably some like renovations and restoration and being built a little bit larger, additions and such as time has gone on. But as I pointed out, this seems to be older. But as you guys walk in, it's pretty nice. And seems a little bit higher up than the snow tier that you guys were staying at. And inside, it seems pretty barren at the moment. You only notice a couple, like two humans sitting together, one other one sitting by themselves. A dwarf male, and seems to be working the counter. Seems to be a older, more elderly gnome.
Are they expecting us?
Well, you guys open the door, and people seem to be paying attention to you. There doesn't seem to be any kind of I don't know, like any kind of like special welcome or anything like that. If that's what you're wondering.
Okay. I just wasn't
Uh,
sure if like they. Anyways, sorry.
What
no, they
can I
didn't roll out the
say
red.
except welcome?
They didn't roll out the red carpet for you or anything. There's no like blaring trumpets or anything like that. If that's what you're wondering.
Okay.
But you're assuming probably that word has been given ahead of time. That eventually you'll be arriving and to have rooms ready. But it's not any kind of like grandiose like welcoming for you guys. Basically, that's what you're wondering. Uh, as you walk in, like I said, the dwarf seems to notice you guys, and then kind of seems to be going back to his business. The humans seem to be keeping a little bit more of an eye on you. The older gnome seems to be scurrying occasionally back and forth behind the counter. Um, basically only like the tip top of her head can you ever see like scurrying around every once in a while. She's probably about the only one that didn't like stare at you guys as you came in. Probably a little too busy to possibly notice, but anyways.
Are there any particularly interesting looking patrons of the bar or the inn or whatever?
Let's see here. Well, all four of the patrons are male. Like I said, there's the one dwarf. He seems to be looking over um some like you're guessing like possibly documents or scrolls or something like that. Not quite sure what he's doing. He seems more engrossed in his work than paying attention to you. The three humans, none of them seem to be in any kind of guard regalia or anything like that. If that's what you're wondering. Seem to be keeping an eye on you. They seem to be in much more uh, the 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 dwarf seems to be in more like probably like formal kind of like probably like court service kind of clothing, while the three humans seem to be more in like more along the lines of probably noble regalia.
Hmm. Uh, do we, as a group, feel like we want to talk to any of these guys?
I don't have any interest.
Yeah.
Or anything we could ask these guys?
Okay.
Do we
Well,
just head up for the night and do
Yeah,
a
I
long
guess
rest?
we go and talk to the owner and say we have we were told that there's rooms for us.
okay. So as you make your way over to the counter, um, uh, standing there looking over to the other side, you notice like this little, you know, seems to be spry in her step despite her age. You guys got a glimpse at her possibly stepping up onto a stool to do something and stepping back down. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just this giant frizzy, uh, grayish, grayish white hair, just kind of afro-like. Just basically the only indication that you can tell where she is just the top of this hair just bobbing around.
Like a shark fin peeking out of the water.
Basically, except hairier and rounder. Um, as she seems to be trying to take care of something behind the counter, but unsure of what she's doing back there. Um, as you guys make your way up to the counter, and stand there for a little bit. Doesn't seem like she noticed you guys.
I can wait till she's done whatever she's doing. I don't want to be rude.
Okay, so as you guys wait, it probably takes about like a good like 5 minutes. As you guys are sitting there awkwardly staring at each other, awkwardly turning and looking at the other patrons. Yeah, the three humans still seem to keep an eye on you. Um, the one sitting by himself seems to have lost more interest than the other two have. Um, and eventually, the gnome steps back up on the stool. Seems to be bringing up like a ledger and some other stuff as she sets it down, looks around, and uh, notices you guys standing there at the counters. Startles her. She makes a slight jump in the air, um, and seems to be grasping at her chest. And she goes, "Oh goodness gracious! Why didn't you let me know that you're here?"
I didn't want to be rude. It looked like you were busy, so I don't know.
Oh,
We have all the time in the world.
I mean, yes, I was busy, but geez, I mean, you don't live about 700 years or so, and have somebody, you know, geez, I mean, still got quite a few years on me left to go, but still, geez, don't need you scaring me into an early grave here.
I can't even begin to relate to that.
Yeah, gnomes live to be about 750 years old, Bubba.
Oh.
Anyway, my name is Albrecht Muschel, and these are my compatriots, and we were told that you were kind of expecting us, and there would be at least one room available.
One room available. Let's see here. Uh, Let me check here real quick. And she seems to be hops off the school stool, scurrying around. You watch like a couple of like scrolls, like seem to. She seems to like you see her kind of unfurl scrolls. Like, nope, that's not it. And just watch him kind of throwing around back there. They just kind of seem to like she's been at this for a while. She seems pretty good. Is realizes that's not the one she wants, and she throws it
I
behind her
think it would
as
have
it.
come in today if that helps.
Oh, dear, we get quite a few messages around here. I just gotta find out which one is the right one here. Um, and she seems to be looking through them and tossing these scrolls. Like I said, she's been quite skilled at this, so you seem to be landing on the counter behind her. Eventually, she goes, "Ah, yes, here we go. Mutual, yes. Wait, why didn't you tell me that you had uh, a business with the council? That would have made it a lot easier to find this."
I'm sorry?
Oh well, I mean, what's done's what's done. Anyways, yes, I do have a letter here for that I'm supposed to allow the mutual and his let's see here, believe no, not compatriots. Here we go. Servants. Um, to
Yeah, they're really into calling my retainers servants. I see us all as equals.
well, I mean, to each their own. I mean, I'm not here to judge, and I'm not here to judge them either. Just running the business that that my father started back when Dunreen was nothing more than just a you know couple of houses and just a lowly store and a small little keep. Anywho, right, back on the business here. Um, Got the one room here, and she slides the key up to the table. It's been taken care of, and they said for as long as you have business here, or until they send me a letter notifying that business has been concluded and that any additional days will be apparently expended out of your pockets once business has been concluded.
I understand.
All right. Well, you'll find your room upstairs. On the see, right. We do have 4 floors now. Sorry, I just remember when we only used to have the two when I was just a wee lass. But anyways, you'll be up on the 4th floor, um, all the way down the hall. One of our finer rooms.
Oh no, 4 floors. Somebody ain't gonna stop us from getting up from floor to floor, are they? Just random question.
She looks very confused at you. She's like, I don't think there's anybody standing there blocking the stairs. Last time I checked.
We can just go straight up.
Well, I mean, going straight up is going to be an issue. You got floors there, but if you take the stairs and they wind around a little bit, but eventually you'll get up there to the top.
Perfect.
She seems very confused by his line of questioning, but very nice about answering it.
I would like to lean in close and ask her, do you know anything about those 2 men who are staring at us?
Oh, let's see here. Those two, yes. Give me 1 second here. Why can I not find what I want to find? Ah, yes, I see. You're talking about um, like I said, they're not. They seem to be older than you, but they're not like old enough where you think that they're like head honchos or anything like that. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I see you're talking about the Van Rook boys."
All right.
It's a minor noble house here. Though as all nobles are, as you can obviously tell yourself, they generally tend to obviously favor finding ways to advance their status.
Do we think that can be useful in any way?
Maybe.
They generally tend to be in here, fairly often. You know,
Okay.
I guess, I don't know if there's, don't pry too much or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure, like most noble families, probably something going on, and possibly something that they're not happy about. But as I said, I'm not here to pry into their own personal matters as long as they're willing to give me coin for their drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Should I get out my crowbar and start prying?
My God.
Do it.
So we want to just head upstairs and call it?
Yeah. I think someone needs to. We should keep a watch. Like someone keep the first watch though. Not everyone fall asleep.
Okay, so you're gonna take shifts and uh
Somebody's got to watch Snurby.
She's in my backpack.
Is she going to sleep there?
Maybe.
Let's take
okay.
a 10-minute break real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and well, Bubba, can you check with Feugy if after he takes the dogs out, is he going to give him the shots too?
Yeah, he said he might as well.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take our break now then.
I'm going to do something unprecedented. I think I'm going to stop streaming but continue recording. This stream is really bad from what I can tell. I don't
Okay.
understand why.
Okay, I mean, we'll have the recording on YouTube for later uses, so
Yeah.
that should work just fine. But yeah, 5-10 minute break. When we all come back, we'll pick back up. Go ahead and take care of your animals, get your drinks and snacks and all that fun stuff.
All right.
Okay.
I'm unmuting us. Here we go. Da 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 da. We're live.
Okay.
Well, live to
Alright.
tape.
Yeah, live to tape. But yeah, as you just got done talking to the barkeep, about the information about the two nobles, the Van Rook. You guys decided you guys are gonna go ahead and head off to bed, right?
Yep.
Okay. As you guys head up and make your way into the room, you find as you open up the room, it's it's a pretty nice, decent sized room with a looks like probably like a king size bed with the banister post and the curtains that drape around it, and a couple of chairs to sit in, and ajar is a door. And as you guys look inside the door, it looks like that this room probably kind of like servant slash basically not the lord's room. And in this room is probably like five. They're still nice, but they're obviously not as nice as like the probably the quote unquote lord's room. But, there's beds, a table with a couple of benches, and a couple of chairs in there. And yeah, looking around, like I said, it seems like a fairly nice room. This room even has like a little, has a small hearth in it. Um, Seems like they got the room ready and such, as the hearth is already lit. Um,
So, wait. This room has its own dedicated chimney?
you're
Or do
assuming
I
it
not
funnel.
understand hearths?
You're assuming that it probably funnels in, because the way that when you guys went up the stairs and such, the room that you guys are in is fairly close to where the hearth was outside in in the main room where you guys first entered. So you're assuming
Okay.
more than likely that the chimney probably funnels into the main chimney, and it all just kind of funnels out.
Okay.
And you're probably assuming that only like the high class rooms probably have this.
Santa Claus must get really confused when he visits this place.
Who says Santa Claus exists in in this realm?
Only
I
Krampus exists in this realm.
Oh no.
What'd you say?
Only Krampus exists here.
Oh no, it's the Santa. It's the Santa Claus from Futurama, where Santa Claus is just so harsh that everybody is being deemed naughty. So instead of giving presents, he just throws like hand grenades down the chimneys and stuff.
Congratulations, you referenced one of the Futurama episodes that I've seen. Real needle in the haystack right there.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, back on topic. As you guys are now here in the room, what are you guys going to get ready to like go to bed and stuff like that? And what's this watch order?
I'm gonna let Schnur be out of my bag.
Okay, you let Schnurby out. Schnurby looking around, seeing all this pretty, fairly well decorated. Like I said, the chandeliers are probably like a really nice, like polished brass or silver or something like that. Just looking around and just all this shiny stuff, you just see her eyes glimmer and see the gears turn in her head.
Mm-hmm. Gonna like hook my. She's wearing like a jerkin, right?
Not kind of more like a leather apron or a leather smock.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna like hook my finger into it so she can't tear around the room.
Yes, you have your hand there. roll me
God.
a strength check at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Not very strong.
Or athletics, if you're proficient.
I am not.
Okay. Because the only reason why I said disadvantage is because you only hooked a finger in there.
Yeah. Not like really trying to keep her from anywhere, but
For some
Just
odd reason,
enough to
she is.
suggest.
yeah.
You're very, you're trying to suggest this, but she seems very oblivious, and she is really like. I guess the best analogy is if you had like a really big dog and they really wanted to go see another dog.
Mhm.
She is just pulling and eventually slips out of your grip as she seems to start scurrying up the hearth. As you're assuming that she's going after something shiny that she sees up there.
Is
Up
not
the
horse
hearth.
just big dog? Okay, I'm sorry. Where did you say she was going?
Up the hearth.
I mean, yeah, she's scurrying up the hearth at this moment. Obviously she's not tall enough to be able to reach up there, so she's climbing up like one of the sides of the hearth right now.
She's
I'm gonna-
probably got like a hand and foot on each like wall of it, and she's just like shimmying up.
Like a little gecko.
Yeah.
It's basically like a foot and a hand on each side, and she's climbing it like she's trying to climb a tree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clear my throat and be like, Shinarby, come over here. You're gonna help me keep first watch.
Roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Did it go through? It clicked.
Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
It just took a while.
28.
28. Okay. Snurby looks over you. She looks very sad, and she goes, "But shiny for Dragon Lady."
We have enough shinies. Leave it alone.
She looks back at it, looks back at you, looks back at it, looks back at you, and you can kind of tell in her look that she's disappointed and kind of like almost about ready to say, "But there's never enough shiny for Horde."
Okay.
But eventually she gives up the ghost and she starts sliding back down and sluggish, kind of like a pouty kid kicking their foot and stuff like that.
So
Very
hold on. She
slowly.
climbed up and down a hearth, without taking extreme amounts of fire damage. In a Hesper campaign.
It's like I said.
Oh, is this like around the outside of it?
Yes.
I thought she
Yeah,
was like going in the chimney. Okay.
No. When you're talking about a hearth, you're mostly talking about the outside part of it, Aster, like where the mantle is and stuff.
Yeah. Dude, all I know is like mantle, fireplace.
She
I'm
was
basic.
basically climbing up the side to get up onto the mantle for you, Aster.
Listen, when I only get 3 hours of sleep, my brain is really smooth. No wrinkles here.
Mm,
No smooth brain equals no sad.
That's true.
Sorry.
okay.
I'll tell you what, Hesper. I will remove 1 coin from my pouch and hand it over to Snurby and tell her, "Here you go, a shiny thing for Dragon Lady."
She looks up at you, seems to brighten up, snatches the coin from you, runs with it over her head over the rain. It's like, Dragon Lady, Horde grow.
You gain 1 gold.
Thank you.
Basically. All right. So she seems happier about that, but um, anywho, yeah, it's about this time as you guys are getting ready. Raine and Schnurby getting ready for the watch, and the rest of you getting ready to lay your heads down and such. Eventually, you hear at the window just very lightly, kind of like just something clawing at the window.
Do we have any way of extending our vision, keeping in mind that we're taking a long rest here soon?
Extending. What do you mean by extending your vision?
So that we're not just face checking the window that has scratching sounds coming out of it.
Um,
Well, I guess one of us can like turn invisible, right?
I get that's totally up to you guys what you want to do.
Isn't your hood? Don't you have a hood?
Yeah, it doesn't
invisible?
make me invisible.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'll
it
cast
doesn't.
invisible on you if you want.
It just
Okay.
gives him advantage on stealth checks, I think.
You have dark vision, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'll.
have devil's sight.
Oh, there you go. So I'll cast invisible on him since that way you can have a look.
Okay. So casting invisible. So you're gonna walk up to the window and take a look.
I suppose I will.
Okay. You walk up to the window. The window is pretty icy. It's hard to see as you're looking out there, but you see very slight movement. It's hard to make a definitive declaration on what it is. You just know about how big it is, and it's about palm size.
Oh, I think I know what this may be. I will breathe a warm spot onto the window to melt some of the ice.
Okay. You breathe on the window. It fogs up.
And
we
then it
open
melts
the
the
window?
ice.
Last time I checked, you don't have anything like fire breath or anything like that, Aster.
Hold on, how thick is the frost on the window?
It's more than frost. It's kind of iced. Like a lot of the windows here in Dunreen.
Oh my god.
Can we open the window?
I mean, it looks like it should be openable.
Well, hold on. With prestidigitation, I can make a fire in my hand. Will that help?
Yeah, if you want to sit there and see if you can melt it or whatever.
Yeah, I would like to carefully melt some of the ice.
Okay.
So I can
So
see what is chittering on the other side.
okay, so you light, you create a palm sized fire in your hand as you hold it uh next to the window.
And I assume my
Sli-
invisibility goes poof, right, when I do
pretty
this?
pretty much.
Okay.
Since you're casting a spell. Not to mention, I think invisibility only lasts for a minute, and this is going to take longer than a minute to melt. But
Jesus.
um, yeah, I mean,
This seems like it's a process we're going to have to undergo anyway if we're going to open this window. Unless we
so
just like smash another in-room window.
as you sit there and you heat this up and stuff, and as the ice starts turning into water, you hear on the other side of the window. It sounds like distressed squeaking.
Would that be from one Squeakers the 14th?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Did I get the name right? I'm sorry. Does he have a PhD or anything?
He's definitely Dr. Squeakers.
Cool. All right. So is that the Squeakers, Hesper?
You're assuming maybe?
I open the window.
Okay. It takes a little bit of effort to open the window, but eventually you unstick it
Mm-hmm.
as it starts to open up. Eventually you see scurrying in a white mouse in very much the same vestige as you've seen before as Squeakers the 14th. Kind of wet and now very cold. Seems to be shivering as it sits there and shakes off a little bit. Bubba, whose name did you say, by the way, for the spell?
Whose name did I say?
Yeah.
Schnurby.
I'm gonna say Remy.
Remy. Okay, as it shakes off, the mouse kind of lifts its head up, looks around for a little bit. Remy, are you in the main room, or are you back in like one of the bedrooms?
Yeah, I'm in the main room.
Okay. As soon as the Squeakers the 14th realizes that it's you, it starts scurrying towards you and sits there in front of you, and its mouth opens up, or his mouth opens up, and you hear the voice of Dunsen Snow coming through Squeaker's mouth. Feel free to take over, Bubba. This is your character. Just
All right. So after the squeaker, Geralt is taken into custody for questioning out at the docks. Sigmund has taken over his post as captain. He still has a cold, by the way.
Oh, it's that guy!
Yes. Currently, everything in the city is focused on the Shadow Menace, and everything else, no matter how minor or mundane, is taking a lot of political tape to get around. Also, Archmage Grandqual, for some reason now, can use his magic and has traced you all to this room at the end. Fair warning.
Wrong one.
Oh, you didn't tell me which one. You just said room at the end. They're in a room.
Yeah, the snow tier, the snow tier, the first inn that you guys were at.
Okay, well, then he's tracked you down to that room, okay, with his magic. And, yeah. Currently delayed. We'll get back to you as soon as I can, pending more questions I am trying to figure out. Squeak, squeak.
Okay, I pick up Squeakers. Dunsen, what have they done to you? Guys, they did something to Dunsen.
Isn't that his familiar?
It's not his familiar. It's his pet.
Isn't that his pet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gonna give Remy a pat on the head.
As he's holding the Squeakers and seems to be crying.
Well, Squeak. Well, Dunsen. I'm not sure who relayed this message now, but one of them said, and I relay exactly what he said.
I'm pretty sure everybody was listening. It's just Squeakers was looking at you.
Oh, okay. I thought he was only talking to me.
No,
in your mind.
Squeakers was audible to everybody.
Okay. Well, Squeakers, do we let you go, or do I put you in my pocket?
Got his squeakers in my pocket.
Oh, real quick, he opens his mouth again. Say, oh, and please keep my Squeakers warm and give him a little bit of cheese for his efforts. Thank you. Squeak, squeak.
This message will self-destruct in 5. 4.
This mouse will self-destruct. Yeah.
I put Squeakers in my pocket.
He seems to curl up and seems to be trying to dry off in your pocket. As you start feeling spots in your pocket get damp.
Did our very fancy in-room come with a complimentary charcuterie board?
A charcuterie? Oh, you mean like a cheese board or anything like that?
Yeah.
There was no food in your room.
What the fuck?
It's 9 o'clock. They weren't expecting you guys to be hungry, especially.
Well, I'm gonna go down and get some cheese.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, all right. So as Remy, you head back downstairs. You notice the two that have been basically the Van Rooks, they're gone. the dwarf seems to be packing up all of his paperwork and stuff like that. Because by this time it's probably about like 10 o'clock or so. And the other human, you seem to pass on the stairs going upstairs.
So still somebody behind the bar area?
She seems to be finishing cleaning up and like locking up a lockbox and all that stuff. But she's the gnome is still behind the counter. Seems like she's about ready to get ready to close up for the night.
My mouse, it hungers.
Okay, I walk up to her.
Excuse me. Do you have any
Yeah.
cheese?
Any keys?
Yes, cheese.
Well, let me think here. Sorry, I'm munching on a grape.
No
What
grapes.
you say?
No, I was saying I'm munching. Me, the DM, was eating a grape.
Someone was sounded like they were choking on something in
Yeah,
the
who just
background.
vomited?
Sounds like Feugy.
No, I'm sorry. That was I forgot to mute my mic. I was just typing in there. I'm putting my headset off to the side because it's broken and effing awkward. So I'm
Yeah.
typing from now on. So that's what the puking thing sound. I set my mic up above, and you guys, who puked? And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, because it sounded like you were gagging.
Nope, sorry. I'm just putting this broken POS up. So
His headset broke so much that it's caused him to start gagging. He's like,
yeah. Well, it's just annoying. 'Cause I literally have to hold on to my damn headset to talk into my mic, and it's just weird. So yeah, I'm putting it off to the side.
Okay. Anyways, so as I was saying, right. Jeez. Well, right. Any specific type you're looking for, dearie?
I kind of look into my pocket and just kind of.
Do you care what kind of cheese? Do you have a preference?
He's just sitting there cleaning his face, doesn't seem to be giving you a mind at this moment.
No, don't think it matters what kind of cheese.
Okay, well, I mean, we got some softer cheeses, we got some harder cheeses. More commonly around in this area, it's more common to have a goat cheese than it is. I mean, from where I understand of. Oh, where did they say that you were from again? Um, from the Tipple Slow area. That's right. That's what they said here in the note. Anyways,
Yep, that's it.
you guys are probably more used to like a cow cheese, but a little harder to find around here. But I think we might have some. I think we also got some, sheep's cheese.
Yeah, I'll take. Do you have sharp cheddar?
I'll have to go take a look. That's one I'm not absolutely sure on. But just give me a moment here. And she hops off the stool. Seems to, she has kind of a, as she pushes up the little door hatch thingy on the bar area, and starts making her way back there towards the kitchen. She seems to, it takes her a little while, and she eventually pokes her head back out, and she's like, "Oh, right. Now I forgot that. How much are you wanting, dearie?"
Oh, about a thumb size.
Well, that'd be a little awkward. So don't worry. I'll be right back. And she goes back into the back, and eventually comes out with a small wedge of a orange cheese. She's like, I believe, if I'm reading right, that this is some kind of cheddar. Um, you know, s- mm, like I said, wasn't quite sure. This is a little harder to get out here, but anywho, I believe will be hopefully to your liking, except for it being thumb-sized. Usually don't get requests like that, so just figured to go with what we'd give, which is a small slice. So I'll just put it onto your bill for your room to be sent over to the keep for part of this business venture.
Does it come with like an annotation like 1 gold for cheeses?
I don't know how. I don't know if it's an itemized list that they have to go through and such, and I I don't know. It's just she's just following what she'd probably normally end up having to do.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
And I take the cheese and I stick it in my pocket and I go back upstairs.
Okay. Uh, so you cram that whole wedge of cheese in there with squeakers?
Yep.
Okay.
So you probably just gave Squeakers like his own body weight in cheese all at once.
Probably, if not, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, somewhere around in there. Let's see here. Just doing some checks real quick. Okay. As you cram the cheese into the pockets, you hear a little slight, because probably wasn't expecting you to just go and just cram this hunk of cheese in your pocket. As you cram the cheese on top of Squeakers,
Oh no!
let's out a very late night. And fortunately, though, it seems like the gnome lady seems to be off doing her own thing. Like, I guess locking up for the night, confused by Remy. Who knows? No, Squeakers is not killed with cheese. He's just been.
Dude, I'm pretty sure you had all of this worried just now.
Hey, though, what a
Roll
way to
for
die,
cheese
though.
damage.
Oh god. Anyways, but yeah, cramming a piece of cheese in there with a preoccupied pocket. I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably jammed the cheese into Squeaker, but didn't seem like she noticed. So as you kind of like cover her over your pocket and just like, I'm going to bed now.
Thank you for the cheese.
Oh, right. You're quite welcome, dearie. Hopefully enjoy it. Wouldn't leave it in your pocket for too long, though. Don't want to forget it.
No, it'll take care of itself in there. Don't worry about it.
Right. Anywho, try to not make too much of a mess up there. Don't need an infestation of, foul little creatures.
No, not at all. And I go upstairs.
All right, as you make your way upstairs, all right. So I guess we'll go ahead and go through the night. We'll have. So what's the order that you guys are doing the watch in?
Well, I requested the first one, but could we maybe roll to see the next person has the highest roll gets to sleep first, I guess, and then the next person, the one who's the lowest, goes after me, I guess.
Up to you, or you guys can just say I go next and so on and so forth.
I'll take next.
Okay.
I'll go after.
Okay. And then I guess
Lani
Lani's last.
I'll go last.
Okay. All right. So I need a perception check from Cados. And I'm guessing you probably stay up for like 3-hour shifts.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. So as you guys go and sleep through this, okay. I guess since Nervy's there too, she can roll perception too. Okay. Um. Okay. So the first 3 hours seem to be fairly quiet. Don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. As like I said, you guys go through that first 3 hours. Nothing seems to happen.
I'm back. Finn was caterwauling at my door.
Ah, well, welcome back. It's your turn for watch. Nothing
Yes.
happened during the first watch.
Okay, what do you want from me? Perception?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm gonna roll, and it looks like this.
Okay, 23. Okay. Uh, all right. So halfway through your watch, as you're sitting there, kind of in the noble's room, just kind of keeping an eye on everything.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, you hear down the hall. You hear like footsteps. You just hear, and they seem to be getting closer. They seem to have like an irregular step to them.
Huh.
Like a peg leg kind of thing?
No, just not. It doesn't sound like a peg. It sounds like normal feet on the ground or boots. Nothing obscure like that. But like I
But
said,
maybe somebody with like a limp.
Yeah, okay.
or something else along those lines. Something, yeah. You're
Mhm.
not quite sure exactly what it is.
Somebody
You
with
just
one really long leg.
maybe. I mean, there's polio. Anyways, as you guys are, as you're sitting there listening to this, as the footsteps get closer, eventually you hear the footsteps stop after a while. And then eventually, after a little while, you hear really loud down the hall a little ways. You hear bang, 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 bang. And with your perception, you can pretty much hear this.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're in there. Get out. I got business to deal with you.
Is it a voice that I recognize?
No, it's not a voice that you recognize, but from what you can kind of tell from the voice, sounds like something's not quite right. Like they're probably not in the right of mind. And it takes a little while, and then you start hearing the footsteps again as they get closer, and then eventually you hear this time it's banging on your door. Yeah, I know you're in there. Get out! I'll teach you to mess things.
Alright, Hesper, I would like to open the door. Before I start talking, what do I see?
So as you open the door, you see somebody kind of shifting from side to side. You see shifting side to side. Seems to be a male figure, kind of plump and kind of plump, uh, rotund, rosy red of cheek. Uh, seems like he can't really focus on something for very long. Very wobbly and unstable. Human. Um, seems to be uh, you know, seems to be balding towards the front, but not completely bald yet. So, yeah, uh, is he seems to be kind of looking at you, and he eventually looks to you and he goes, I know he's in here. Get him out here. I need to show him what for."
We are trying to sleep. What do you want?
Like I said, I know he's in here. Now get him out here.
Who? Who are you looking for?
Oh, you know who I'm looking for.
And I don't recognize this man, right?
No, you don't recognize this man at all. He doesn't seem to recognize you either, but he thinks that you're obviously hiding something from him.
uh, I'm thinking. How's he dressed?
Hmm, kind of. I mean, a little disheveled and such, probably because he's drinking and stuff. But clothing seems like that of a noble. Probably kind of similar to what you saw earlier with the Van Rooks. I mean,
Uh-huh.
obviously, kind of that quality. So, what are you doing?
So listen, I don't know you. You're looking at me with unfamiliarity, so you don't know me. How about you tell me what it is that happened, what you're looking for? Maybe we can help each other out.
Okay, after you say that, roll me a strength check.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Hey, not bad. Still brain
18?
figure.
Yeah. As this drunk person doesn't seem to be having it, tries forcing the door open on you. You manage to keep the door shut, and he's just kind of like trying to look past you and stuff like that. And he goes, "Selbreath, I know you're in there. Now get out here."
What name did he say?
Stelbreth. Stelbeth.
Okay. Uh and that's not a name that I recognize.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm just deciding what to do with this guy. I'm thinking about, like, I don't know. I could knock him out and tie him up and we can talk to him. Or I can make him my friend and see if I can get some information out of him now and maybe, pick those pockets or something. Uh I'm considering all my options.
I think we should knock him out.
Oh, oops.
I want to kill him. Let's kill him.
I kind
Babs!
Well, as you're sitting here dealing with this, Aster,
uh-huh.
eventually as you're looking out in the hallway trying to deal with this, eventually you notice some other doors start going "Arr," and opening up and trying to figure out what all this commotion's about.
Oh yeah, I guess he's still yelling at me. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
quiet.
So who of us are awake and who of us are asleep during this?
I would say
I would assume
considering how
everyone's
loud
asleep.
he is,
Or
I would
yeah,
say,
you're probably all like stirring, right?
yeah, probably stirring at this point.
Okay, so do any of the people like cracking their doors to look at this guy, uh does anybody seem to recognize him? Like, are they like, oh, that's so and so?
Not really, no. The most that you get is just somebody who just opens the door, basically yells, "Shut the hell up!" and then slams the door.
Okay. So nobody's going like, "Oh, you get back here" or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
Or, "Oh, this guy again," or something like that. No, nobody
Okay.
seems to be doing anything like that.
Okay. So I'll just say,
Just
sorry about that. My friend here got a little bit too drunk. How about you come back inside, friend?
he's like, "Damn straight, you better let me in here. I need to find that Selbreath son of a bitch."
Oh no, I'm trying to cast it. There. Aha.
Okay. Okay, so are you're casting this right now as you're letting him in?
Yeah. I'm making it so he listens to me and he comes in without any problems.
Okay. So okay, so you cast the spell. You got
Uh-huh.
a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know uh granted, yeah, we'll have to see how that works and stuff. Uh but yeah, go ahead and you got a minute with this spell. So what are you doing with it, Aster?
Okay. I lead him into the room.
Well,
I
he was
close the
pretty much
door.
coming in the he's pretty much coming in the room anywho. You really didn't have to do anything to convince him. He's pretty much like trying to push you out of the way and get into the room.
Okay. Okay. Quietly, friend. Can you tell me who still breath is?
Let's see here. Advantage on charisma check. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's technically a persuasion. So go ahead and roll a persuasion advantage. Okay, 20. Yeah, that's not hard to do at all. Selbreath, he goes, yes, yeah, I can tell. I don't know why I have to tell you, but anyways, yeah, Selbreath.
Quietly.
Uh, anyways, I don't know why you're trying to tell him quietly. Pretty much all your friends are already awake
Mm-hmm.
at this point. But anyways, he's like, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Selbreath, Selbreath Banrook.
Mm-hmm.
You know that rat bastard. Uh, been sleeping with my daughter.
Is your daughter in this inn?
No, she's at home.
Um, I would like to give him my length of rope and ask him, bind yourself with this rope.
Bind yourself with the rope. Um, he looks at you and looks at the rope, and he's like, "Now, why the hell would I do that?"
Because
Now,
you're my friend. Don't you trust me?
nobody's crazy enough to tie themselves up.
Okay. Well, would you let me tie your hands?
Roll a flat persuasion check.
Normal, right?
Yeah. 19. He's like, yeah, whatever. Here's my hands. Now, where the hell is he? He's holding out his hands, and he seems to be looking around for this Selbreath person.
Yeah, I'm tying him up before my minute ends. uh, uh, could I also possibly get his legs too before the minute's up? Like he's gonna like turn even more hostile towards me than he already is. So I'm. Hello?
All right. Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, yeah. You'll just. I mean, whatever you're. What are you planning on doing, Aster? You've probably gone through about half your minute already.
Yeah, I want to tie this guy up so he can't go anywhere.
Okay. Are you just tying him? Or are you tying him to the chair? What are you doing?
I'll tie him to a chair. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
And I guess while I'm tying him up, since he's more or less cooperating, um, I will ask him, where's your daughter live?
Ah. All right. I guess that would be a persuasion at advantage, or at not disadvantage. Well, normally it'd be disadvantage, but just flat persuasion.
Not getting that one.
He's like, "Why should I tell you?"
Where does
Ugh.
Stillbreath live?
I said, Stelbreath. He lives in the with the rest of his family in the Van Rook estate.
Do I have any kind of like paper map?
And pretty much all you have is like a mental map.
Okay. Um, whereabouts is that located? What's it near? What's it look like?
Uh, I Yeah, I think he's probably gonna do that. Honestly, to tell you the truth, he's like, mm, it looks like the Van Rook estate.
Do they have a banner out front?
Would they be high enough? No. You know, Probably from the way he's acting and stuff like that, he doesn't seem to put two and two together that you're like a foreigner or something like that. So he's probably thinking that you're just being dumb.
All right.
By the way, I need you to do a sleight of hand to see if you actually do get him tied up. Um, oh, 26. Yeah, you do eventually get him tied to the chair.
And that's kind of a low roll for me.
Takes a little bit of work, but I mean, you do get him eventually tied to the chair.
Mm-hmm. Fuck it. Before the
And not
minute's up,
exact.
I just start going through his pockets while he's still conscious.
Doesn't seem to have anything worthwhile in his pockets other than a few coins.
Yeah, I take him. How much?
Oh, they're probably on him like 3 gold and some silver.
Okay. I will add the gold to my inventory.
Are you trying to do this without him noticing, or are you?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand.
I'm basically just like doing it while I'm asking him these questions, I guess. Oh, nice. Okay, so he notices.
14. Actually, no, he doesn't notice.
Oh, good. Okay.
I forgot your sleight of hand was that high that you would have been able. He's inebriated.
Okay.
He's not very perceptive, and yeah. So you manage to slip the coins out as you're looking through them, and you put the silver back. Yeah, he doesn't seem to notice that you took the gold.
Um, did they take my weapons or anything back at the keep?
I think they might have taken you guys' weapons, but you guys would have gotten them back when you left.
Okay. I pull out a tonfa and club this guy over the head.
Okay.
To knock him out, Hesper.
To knock him out. Well, okay, he's restrained, so that's advantage.
Okay. Advantage. Club.
Yeah, and I think because if I remember right, if you're, I think if you're, I'm trying to. Don't quote me. I believe this is right. I'll have to check it later because I don't feel like checking it right now. But I think if you're restrained, if you get hit, it counts as an automatic crit.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I'm
you just
trying not. I don't care. Okay, what
you.
happens happens.
Well, no, I'm just saying you clobber this guy and you clobber him out really good. He has a big giant fucking goose egg on the back of his head and he's knocked out.
Nice.
Um, after a while though, you do hear after you do that and you're like, okay, finally, you do hear like little pitter patter of feet, and eventually you hear like knocking at the door. Very low to the ground too. You hear knock 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 on your door.
I don't open the door. I ask, who is it?
You ask who is it?
Yeah.
You hear on the other side of the door. Uh, um, it's me. It's really the owner of this establishment. I heard that there is a disturbance.
Uh, yeah, we're sorting it out.
Well, if you don't mind, since it is my establishment and you guys are my guest, I would like to be let in to take care of this. Otherwise, I will just unlock the door myself.
Uh, I will quickly untie him.
Okay, you untie him.
Because
She's
that's a bad look.
She's waiting for you to. Uh, you don't seem to start opening the door right away, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hear her going through her keys. Seems to be pretty quick as she unlocks the door and opens the door. Is you're about like 80% of the way of untying him. She opens the door and sees the scene of you trying to untie this guy who's currently unconscious in the chair.
Okay, great.
Okay. Well, I understand if he um I mean, this isn't the first time something like this has happened, especially with him. Anywho, I'm terribly sorry about this. Though it would have been fine if you would have just left them tied up. Actually, it probably would have made it easier for me if you left them just tied up for now.
Okay.
I mean, we can tie him back up if you want.
Oh, if you would, that'd be so great, dearie.
Gonna give Aster a speaking look.
I like this rope. Do you have some inn-owned rope that we could possibly use?
Unfortunately, not anywhere near me. I mean, I'll make sure that you get it back. It's just I don't want him falling out of the chair.
I have some hempen rope in my backpack.
Well, I mean,
I mean, that's what
whatever.
I have too, but I want my rope back. Yeah,
She
okay.
ensures you that she will get your rope back. She just needs it for right now.
This is
Just take-
incredible. Okay. Yeah.
So you tie him back up with the rope.
Yeah, I go along with it.
Okay, so you tie him back up. After a little while, she walks over to the chair, seems to speak an incantation and touches the chair as the chair just goes, just starts levitating in the air. She gets behind the chair and she pushes it. She's like, "I'll be back later. You know, I'll take care of this. Just try to get back to sleep and stuff, and I'll have your rope downstairs at the counter in the morning, dearie."
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem, not a problem. I just wish this wasn't such a common occurrence. Anyways, you all have a good night now. As she shuts the door and locks the door, and you're like slowly walking away. Just and you're assuming she's pushing this chair, and it's just hovering a few inches in the air.
Holy shit, that was rad. Okay. Consequences? Never heard of her. Alright. I'm assuming we're doing a shift change now.
Pretty much. The rest of your shift is very uneventful.
Okay. It was Feugy next, right?
Yep.
Yeah. When you wake me up to start my shift,
Hey Ryan, do you have any spare copper or silver? I'm all out of just spare change. I have an idea.
I give him the 6 silver that I have on me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I now only carry gold. Excellence only.
that's all I was carrying too.
Okay.
Okay, so during my watch, I'm gonna wake up Snurby. Like, Snurby, wake up. Come here.
Jimmy's like, just going back to sleep.
I got shinies, but shh.
She's torn now because she knows she needs to sleep or she's going to be cranky in the morning, but at the same time, you just said the magical word.
See how many shinies you can stack on her forehead before she'll wake up.
I take one silver and I place it on her nose.
She's like half awake at this point. As you do that, she snitches the silver off her nose.
Do you want more shinies?
Like I said, she's torn between shinies and you know um she's torn between shinies and
Huddling with the dragon lady.
well, yeah, well, sleeping,
Okay,
sleeping with
I quietly lift her up and bring her into the other room.
okay. Roll me a sleight of, well, here's the question. Even if you felt anything, Cados, would your character wake up?
No, I'm like exhausted at this point.
Okay. Then don't worry about rolling anything. As you lift Snurvy up, she's all just kind of like just limp in your arms and stuff like that.
Okay, I take her into the other room. I
Just weak-
stand her up.
Just weakly
and-
clawing towards
pick her up.
Cados, towards Raine, like anyways. So you try standing her up.
Yep.
Okay, so you have her sort of standing up, she wobbles a little bit and she just kind of collapses and falls onto the ground.
All right, I give her a slight slap across the face.
Okay. It's probably pretty easy to hit her. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that you do. She takes 1 point of slap damage.
All right, Snurby, we're gonna do some training, okay?
And I walk across the room.
She's not
and-
happy with
and
you at all about slapping you, or you
That's
slapping
fine.
her.
I got shinies, and I bring out one of the silvers.
I'm like, okay, Snurby. Come here, Snurby. Come here.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh, I pressed it, but it's not popping up.
Yeah, it's a little laggy. There you go.
Yeah, there it goes. Okay. A 5. Yeah, Snurby's just kind of looking at you. She seems very angry, and she thinks that you're degrading her.
Come here, Snurby. I got a tasty shiny.
Begrudgingly staring at you, but at the same time, as you're sitting here trying to get a naked kobold to walk towards you.
I can do this for 3 more hours.
Snurvy seems to just kind of give up on your shenanigans and just lays back down, or seems to just kind of get up and sluggishly walk back into the bedroom, and eventually just crawls back in the bed with Raine.
Okay, I put the silver back in my pocket.
Well, I tried.
-1 silver because Snurby took it.
Yep.
And you're assuming she crammed it under the pillow because that's the only thing that she had, because she had no clothes on.
Okay, now I assume a perception for my watch.
Yeah. Okay, 20. Nothing eventful happens during your watch. At the end, you can, let's see here, because that would have been 9 hours. You're trying to get everybody at least 8 hours. At the very end of your watch, you start noticing that there seems to be noise occasionally, as if people are starting to stir awake.
Like people in my room, my people,
No,
or people down.
no, people like you hear maybe like downstairs or down the hall and stuff like that. And occasional like people are like stirring, going to the chamber pot room and all that fun stuff.
Okay, then I'm just gonna stay there, keep watch. I assume those noises are all just normal. So
Mm-hmm. And like I said, this is at the very end of your watch. Is your as your watch is about ready to end and Lonnie's is about ready to start. Lonnie, since you have technically rested the full time, you do have a full rest. So
Okay.
you get back your hit points, spell slots, all that fun stuff. The others will once your watch ends.
Right.
Yeah, you guys. So it'll probably be about 10:30 before you guys all wake up and stuff like that. But uh, yours, unless you really want to listen to something, mostly what you're going to hear is just people getting up, waking up, all that fun stuff.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not listening for anything specific.
Okay. Anyways, it takes a while, but eventually everybody seems to, eventually the rest of your party seems to stir awake. Like I said, it's about 10:30 at this point. Nothing out of the ordinary happens, except for at the um, at the probably about 9 o'clock or so. Um, basically, Uh, basically, a letter is slid under your door
Okay.
at about 9 o'clock. Other than that, nothing else really happens.
All right. I want to pick it up and open it.
Okay, picking up and looking at the letter, it seems to be just an apology for the fiasco that you had to deal with last night.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like maybe it's written by the dwarf, or no, the portly man.
The portly man, yeah, no, it was written. It's written by the owner.
Okay, that's
I
too
forgot
bad.
to write down her name. I think it was like I think it was Rata, like Rata or something like that. We'll just go with Rata.
Okay, Rattata.
Anyways, so it takes eventually your party, like I said, wakes up about 10 o'clock, 10:30, around in there. What would you guys like to do?
Well, we're expected back at the keep like late morning, right? That's what I.
Early early afternoon.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, they're assuming that you guys probably, you know, They're probably assuming, like most nobles who are not on extremely pressing matters, probably will sleep in, and not.
I mean, I already told them the contents of my character, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you're really not expected back until at least after lunch.
Hmm. Uh, did they give us any indication that they were going to feed us during negotiations? I'm wondering if this is one of those situations where it's like, okay, if we eat at the inn, then, that means they'll have food waiting for us also, but if we don't eat, they won't have food and we'll be hungry all day.
You're
Can you tell
assuming.
this comes from a place of deep hurting?
Mm-hmm. From your assumptions,
Uh-huh.
it seems like if you go earlier, then you can probably might be able to get something to eat there. But if you go after lunch, then no, there you probably wouldn't be anything until like maybe dinner time. So you kind of have a feeling it's kind of more dependent on when you go, if they'll feed you or not.
I would rather eat here in the company of random strangers than eat in front of what I already ate in front of earlier.
Okay. So like I said, at this time, and throughout the morning and stuff like that, eventually, um, oh, what was Lonnie's character's name? I know it starts with an
Rue.
R. That's Roux, right?
Rue.
You just don't have your character sheet
Or
on there.
Emma.
Yeah. But anyways, eventually throughout the day and throughout the morning and stuff, you do smell like the smell of like of cooking, like eggs and bacon and all these kind of like breakfasty foods.
Hmm.
Just like cooking throughout the morning and stuff like that. Um, you're assuming probably 10:30 would be like the tail end of breakfast. If you guys want to run down there and try to get some breakfast, or if you guys just want to wait for lunch.
All right. Do we want the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, or do we want the burger?
I like some breakfast.
Yeah. I think we have the breakfast.
Okay. Okay. So as you head downstairs, you notice not too terribly many people downstairs at the moment. Um, it's more, and like I said, a lot of plates are being cleaned up. Seems to be a like a young female human walking around cleaning up the plates and stuff like that. Um, and seems to be an elven man, very thin, pencil-esque like mustache. Seems to be speaking to the gnomish owner. Um,
I would like to listen.
okay. Um, it's not too hard to hear what they're talking about. From what you can tell, the elf seems to be the cook,
Oh,
and it just seems to be just kind of like a like
talking shop.
talking shop, talking about if they can, what needs to be reordered and stuff like that, and you know, kind of the plan for lunch and stuff like that, since it's getting to be about that time.
Okay.
But you kind of have a feeling if you ask real nice, you might be able to get breakfast, since it is, like I said, pretty close to the tail end.
I'll go and bat my eyelashes at her, Hesper.
Okay. So you walk over to the Rata, or whatever you want to call her.
Hello, Miss Rata, was it?
Yes.
I I awoke into the amazing scent of bacon and eggs, and I was wondering if you had any left for us.
Oh, you talked about breakfast. Well, I mean, it's a little unorthodox, but I'm pretty sure we might be able to scrounge something up if breakfast is your desire, or if you feel like waiting, we will be probably serving lunch here in a little bit.
Uh, I would like breakfast.
Okay. Anything in particular?
Uh, well, I mentioned bacon and eggs. I I like omelets. I'm good with that. Um, I'm not too picky.
Okay. Well, I guess same thing with your companions then.
Uh,
Oh,
hey, you
oh,
want bacon and eggs?
bacon and eggs sounds good to me.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We'll just go ahead and write down four of the specials, and we'll have them right out for you. And she turns towards the elven looking man, and he takes a bow, kind of, and seems to go off to the back.
Okay. Uh,
Um,
does she stay at the counter?
yeah, she's still at the counter. She seems to be doing some bookkeeping. Occasionally, somebody will order like a drink or something, and she'll go and make it and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, she's kind of doing her own stuff until she's needed by like a
Yeah.
patron.
So, my retainer was telling me you seemed rather familiar with Tippleslow. Have you been there before?
Oh no, dearie, that's just what that said in the letter.
Oh, okay, okay. I, I, I'm a noble there, so I was gonna ask, if you enjoyed your visit there, but, you know,
Oh no, I've been here in Dunreen in the Dunreen area all my life.
I see. Oh well, I'll be awaiting breakfast at my table over there.
Okay. So it takes a little while. But eventually you notice coming out from the back the elven man, and as he comes around to the table and places down the food, he begins to speak, and the accent sounds very familiar to you guys. He starts placing down the food. He goes, "Oh yes."
Oh no!
As he seems to be placing down these very familiar to you guys. He seems to be placing down small quiches. He goes,
Oh,
yes, this is a speciality from where I've come from. uh I hope you enjoy. Because I
man.
heard you were from Snow, not too far away, but from where I come from, we were known to have some pretty good food. Yes.
Oh man. I what what do they call you, fine gentlemen?
My name, yes, I am Leo Ward.
Well, it's quite a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I
Likewise.
I I am Albrecht Muschel.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure as a noble you have been to Ferdinand's before, but just in case, I mean, this here's a little bit closer to home for you than Dunreen.
Yeah, a bit. I already, am getting a little bit of the familiarity that I'm not used to here.
Well, as I said, please enjoy.
And oh
And
boy,
he,
do I enjoy.
yeah, he takes his leave and heads back off to the back of the kitchen. Like I said, seems like a very friendly fellow. Seems as you're tasting his food, he seems like very passionate about his cooking. It tastes very fresh and very authentic. Though some things are slightly different, probably due to the ingredients that they get around here.
Sure,
But
yeah.
but it still has a very reminiscent feeling for you guys.
Ho ho ho. Wee wee.
Pretty much.
Well, I think I think we'll be enjoying our meals here for the next week or so.
Or for however long you're staying here on
Yeah.
business and stuff. Anyways, so like I said, it's very enjoyable. I'm pretty sure you guys ordered drinks to go with it, and
Hmm.
she paired up some wine that goes very well with it. Again,
Ah,
seems a little
breakfast wine.
yeah. I mean, brunch, close enough.
Okay,
When
yeah.
in France.
Yeah. So it seems kind of familiar to you guys, but like I said, it's kind of an offshoot of, well, we have what we have, we can do this, but it's not exactly as it would be there, but it's pretty damn close.
I'm probably taking a bite and I'm going like, huh, goat cheese.
Probably. And probably more like probably like a heartier bacon rather than more of a like a refined kind of aged like ham.
Yeah.
And some slightly different, very similar root vegetables and stuff like that, and just very in topped with a like a very like light drizzling of of like a cream sauce. But like I said, still very good.
I did not budget my time to eat before this session, so this is like killing me right now.
I'm
Let's move
sorry,
on to another
Aster.
topic.
Okay, well, what would you guys like to do? You guys probably eat. It's probably getting close to about 11:30, somewhere around in there by the time that you guys get done.
See,
uh,
probably about to be heading back, ain't it?
Say that again?
Probably about time to be heading back, ain't it?
Yeah, I think so.
unfortunately.
Okay. Uh, so as you guys, eventually head out front, you guys look around and you realize that your wagon's not there, your carriage is not there.
Uh,
That's problematic.
did we did we leave it at the inn?
You guys came to the inn in the carriage.
Dude, where's my carriage?
um let's go back inside the inn and ask Rata.
Okay. All right. So heading back in, you step up to the counter.
Yeah. Hey, Rata, we drove our carriage here. Where
Oh,
did it
the one
go?
the one you left out front. Just give me one moment here. And she, seems to walk over and pull up a pull up a fairly decent sized, you know, probably a little bit bigger than palm size, like crystal ball, and seems to like pick it up and wave her hands over it. As she looks inside the crystal ball, she let's see here. She looks at the crystal ball, and eventually you see the visage of like a very young dwarven male, and she goes, "Ah, yes. Let's see here. Uh, Kadan, yes. You know that carriage that was parked out front that we had you move around last night before we closed shop? You mind bringing that out front?" And you hear from the crystal orb, like I can do that. And it takes a little while, but this young dwarven male seems to be sitting up in the front carriage, and eventually your carriage comes brought up front as the young dwarf seems to you know set up the reins and hops down off of the the driving the seat. Uh, you guys are waiting there. He looks up at you guys and goes, "Well, I here's your carriage. Um, Not quite sure why you didn't let us know about it earlier. That was quite a surprise to come to while we're closing up, getting ready about to lock the door, and there's just this carriage is sitting right outside the door."
Uh, sorry about that. Must be a habit back from home.
I mean, we get issues like this a couple of times. I mean, it's no big deal. It's not a problem. We just fortunate that nobody else decided to run off with it.
Thank you for taking care of our carriage.
Not a problem.
Thank you for taking carriage it.
Just kind of seems to roll his eyes at that pun at you, and you know, just basically tells you to let Rata know that when you get back to let him know to uh come get your carriage and uh make sure it's out of the way and locked up this time before you guys go to bed.
I'll take that under consideration, but no promises. Wink.
And just kind of like shakes his head and walks back towards where he came from and stuff. Just kind of well, nobles, they are what they are. Kind of like, he's trying to be polite, but also at the same time is just kind of what he deals with on a
Internally
daily
screaming.
basis. Yeah,
Customer service, man.
pretty much. The life of a stable dwarf. All right. Eventually, takes you a while, but you do eventually make your way back to the keep. Um, see here. Yeah, we've been going for about 2 hours. Should be okay to keep going, or you guys get, like I said, I know it's their first time back, and you guys are kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. So,
I'm fine to keep going.
okay,
Okay.
I just want to make sure with the rest of you. So
I could
that's
go a
2.
little bit longer. I am hungry.
Okay.
Do you think there would
Y-
be another stopping point in I don't know, 30 minutes?
Or maybe we
Depends.
should do it now so that you can go eat something.
Well, I was going to say if I was trying to see if you guys wanted to call it quits tonight, or if you guys wanted to keep going for like another hour or so.
I'm actually okay to stop right now since I have a couple meetings tomorrow morning, early in the morning.
Yeah, and then, this is just why I was asking because I wasn't sure exactly. I wasn't sure how things were going to play out. We're in front of the keep right now, so this is kind of a point where it's like, okay, you guys are out of the inn, you guys have made your way, you guys are in front of the keep. We can pick up here instead of like going in and possibly being at a point where it's like, okay, we got to remember this is where we stopped.
It
Yeah,
gives
it's a
me
good
an
idea.
opportunity to better prepare before getting interrogated once more.
Yeah, I can't. I just kind of feel like you guys are a little run down. So yeah, we can go ahead and pick this back up next week. I know it's the beginning of the month. Will you be okay, Feugy, or do you have things?
Oh, Chicago's done. So
Okay, but I thought you said you had a new customer that you're taking care of on Sundays.
well, that was maybe just the one-time thing. I don't know yet.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure, so that's why I thought I would check because it sounded like they replaced it with something else last time I talked to you. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, alrighty. So we'll go ahead and pick this up next Sunday, which will be the first. So yeah, I guess early happy Halloween, guys, and try not to do anything too crazy Saturday night.
God,
Oh,
I forgot. Next week.
Huh?
I completely forgot that Halloween is next week.
Yeah.
I was gonna say on particular note to Cados. Oh, I want pictures. But
Oh yeah.
particular note to Cados. I'm doing the Girls with Dogs horror games stream Friday night.
Oh.
We're playing Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose.
Oh, I have Rule of Rose on my PlayStation 4. Well, technically PlayStation 2, but my backwards compatible PlayStation 4.
Nice. So if anybody wants to do voice chat for that or anything like that, I can give you guys the Discord link. We can make it a party.
Yeah.
I unfortunately will be having a family birthday on Halloween because that's my aunt's birthday.
Okay. It's Friday though, not Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just letting you know. You can either watch or jump in. I can give you guys links, or if it's a lot of you, I can just do it in live stream and invite one of my friends.
Yeah.
Just remind me like a few days before.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
post a
gonna
line. How's
forget.
that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also I did branding for the Twitch and YouTube channel. It's still a work in progress, but literally anything is better than clip art of a cop car in 2020.
Yeah. Also in D&D news, just to let you guys know, I'll be getting Tasha's Cauldron of Everything on the 17th. So, yay, more stuff.
Yay.
And I've been working on adding some new subclasses to D&D.
Nerd.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to my fun life. Just to let you guys know a couple of the subclasses I've added. Like for example, Wizard has the School of Gollemancy now, which is basically a wizard who controls a golem. Let's see here. New Warlock patron in the Great Trickster. So if you want to play a rogue-like Warlock, there you go.
They're trickster, kind of like you played Fire Emblem 3, Hesper. Did you ever play with the new underground school? I guess class group.
Yeah. You're talking about Three Houses, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Yuri?
yeah.
He's like a trickster kind of job.
I kind of
Yeah.
based Ryan off of him.
Yeah.
You did. I kind of thought about it. I was like, he kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of Yuri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of not, Cados.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking of Yuri when I made Ryan.
But yeah, it's definitely a different take on the Warlock. It adds a new patron. The Palamore Rogue, which is basically your I steal people's hearts rogue.
Paramore, yes.
Paramore, sorry.
Like a pop punk band.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh, there's a new monk. The Way of the Kabuki.
Oh, fuck yeah. Tell me about it.
It's basically I don't have it completely done yet, but it's basically kind of your monk that is kind of like a little bit of arcane trickster. So you're kind of a social uh with like illusion magic and enchanting magic and stuff. So you punch people and you make people like you and you dance and stuff. Like I said, I don't have it fully done, but yeah, it's uh it's coming around. Uh the love domain cleric,
Oh.
that's another one. Um the College of Puppetry bard. So you have a little puppet that you control. Let's see here. And yeah, just you know, reworked Warlord a little bit to make that a little bit nicer and um yeah, just doing that and waiting for Tasha's Cauldron of everything to come out. And there's a couple things I'm wondering, like I don't know what their Blade Singer is going to be like because they're apparently redoing the Blade Singer.
Mm. Yeah, I still really want to do one more like Hesper led like short campaign, shorter than this one for sure. Because I came up with a character who would be like an automaton cleric who is basically like the vending machine of the gods. I want to do it.
Well, you say a vending machine and stuff like that, and for some odd reason, I think more of the alchemist
No.
artificer.
Yeah, not quite. No, not like that.
Mm,
Man, it's something I want to do. I want to play a robot.
you want to play a robot? Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, I'll have to see. Um, I was thinking about asking you guys for Halloween and stuff like that, but the more I looked into it and stuff, I'm like, I don't think so because I was like, you know what, we could run Tomb of Horrors, and then I just started reading it and stuff like that, and it's just basically Gary Gygax's death trap applied to
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Isn't that one like really difficult?
It's very like you have to think about things and stuff like that. And when the first like 3 pages of the thing is this is a trap, 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 this is a
See,
trap. I'm just like,
I kind of feel like that's the kind of D&D I like. There's going to be a lot of that in my campaign whenever we decide to start that.
well, it's not like, oh, this is a trap that you can survive. It's like this is a trap, this is a trap, this is a death trap, this is a death
Yeah.
trap, trap, death trap, death trap, death trap.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a bunch of instant kills. I was watching somebody talking about it and stuff like that, and he's like, "Yeah, I just ran through. I had a couple of my friends trying to run through Tomb of Horrors recently, and I had them all as level 20, and they only made it halfway before they all died." Yeah, overpowered level 20s for an adventurer that you're supposed to be like level 10 to 14.
Mm-hmm. There is just I feel like there's like a perspective on D&D that we're missing, and it's like the classic like we have bags of holdings, you're throwing like gelatinous cubes at us, like things like that. Like I feel like there's like that kind of perspective on D&D that we haven't gotten yet in what like the 3 years that we've been playing.
Yeah, well, we've been playing Curse of Strahd, and that kind of has a kind of
Yeah.
a thematic structure to it that they prefer that you uphold and stuff like that. And then we've been doing this kind of more mystery based one that hasn't been going as quickly as I thought it was going to go. I'm like, oh, maybe they'll do this. Nope. Nope. Okay.
I plan on taking a really heavy-handed approach for my campaign because I want it over in 8.
Yeah.
My goal is 8, and I'm cutting it off. Like, so I'm gonna be
Yeah.
kind of heavy-handed about it. I think.
Yeah. So, you know, But like I said, this is nice because when I get to my campaign and stuff like that, or maybe even the next short campaign, if you guys want to do one before we start the long one. I'm just trying to think here if I want to do an original. I don't know if I want to do an original, or if I just want to do a quick I don't know. We could do. I could see if I can get the copy for the essentials kit, and we could just run. It's not the Mines of Fendelver; it's a different one, and you actually fight a dragon.
Whoa!
Whoa! Dungeons and Dragons. We get to kill a dragon in a dungeon.
Or
Wow.
the dragon kills us.
Yeah, well, it's basically I think like level 1 to 4 or something like that is basically what this adventure is.
Can we tame the dragon?
My goal was to give you guys a dragon to fight in my campaign. Also, I wanted to be the first dragon you fight. Finally, a dragon, and kind of tongue in cheek. The idea is that like the bones of the dragon kind of make up the dungeon, at least part of it.
Mm.
It's a whole thing.
Either that, or maybe we can do like a really short campaign where you guys do a dungeon crawl, and I just get like the yarning pool and just pick out one that's not the Tomb of Horrors, unless you guys really want to run the Tomb of Horrors.
We could all be pimp knights and do the Tomb of Horrors. Anyone?
That's completely and totally up to you guys. I'll let you guys
Just
kind of
me?
chew it over.
Okay.
I kind of think the others are starting to get tired. Aster.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording now.
All right.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
off here, guys. Night, guys.
Night,
Hey.
night.
something for you, yep, just something for you guys to think about for the next one. Whatever sounds interesting to you guys, we can try.